Hi everyone, I got a request to make a pair of these caged bead earrings. So that's what we're going to go over today. It has a lot of the basic techniques as far as making earrings. It's not hard at all. The beads I'm using are a 12.5 by 5 millimeter twisted oval. I also have some, six actually, bicone crystals, 3 millimeter. And I also have 4 of these silver spacer beads. These are also 3 millimeter. See if you can see them there. The sun just decided to show through. Alright, so the wire that we're going to be using is, this is a 26 gauge. If you're working with a bigger bead, you want a bigger gauge. The 26 gauge, it's very easy to manipulate, and I have some pretty small beads, so this is what works for me. I have about, I want to say a 7.5 inch length. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the very end and grip it with our round nose pliers. Here we go, right at the end of the plier as well. And then we're going to start spiraling, turning in like we would when we were making a loop. But once we actually meet with that tail, I'm sorry, I got a cold. I do apologize if I'm a little stuffy. Okay, so as we turn, once we do meet with that tail, we're just going to loosely keep turning so that it spirals. See how I'm holding it really loose so that it spirals around the loop that we already have instead of going like right above or right beneath it. Oh, I can't grip it. I'm just repositioning my pliers, regripping, pulling it a little bit further around. Okay. Grabbing it with the flat nose to make sure that it is in fact flat and wires are not overlapping. This is what you end up with. Okay, so what we're going to do next is with our flat nose pliers, going to grip on top of it, and then we're just going to keep pressing it around right next to the wire next to it. Yeah, okay. Just a little bit at a time, no rush whatsoever. Alright, so we're slowly getting a spiral down. Alright, what we're gonna do is once we got a few spirals on there, we're gonna go to the other side, the other end of our wire, and do the same thing going the opposite direction. Okay, and we're gonna keep going on both sides until we meet right in the middle. So I went ahead and I have what you should end up with. I went ahead and made this. All we have to do now, there's actually a couple ways you can go about this. You could take your bead and just press into the center of one of these spirals until it forms around it, or you can take your coil and kind of fold it over a little bit, just a little bit, and then take your round nose pliers, wedge it right back in the middle there, and then pull. So you get this kind of Christmas tree shape, but you're pulling from the middle. And then go over to the other side, wedge it in the middle, You want to be very gentle because you don't want your spirals going all kinds of awkward shapes. Alright, so you want the holes in your bead to match up with the center spiral on these cages. So I'm just going to pop my bead in there and pull those spirals around it. Some of the ones on the bottom. Oop. They put a little harder than I expected it to. And you can, of course, use your pliers and pull them in like that. Because I'm using 26 gauge, it's very easy to move around, so I have to be very, very careful at how far I pull. Okay, that doesn't look half bad. There we go. Alright, so that's kind of what it should look like. It's just wrapped around there. Alright, so all we have left to do is take our head pins, and the design that I have going, we're going to put a spacer bead on, because with that spiral down there you don't want the crystal going kind of lopsided, so we put that spacer bead there so it gives us a flat spot to work from. We're going to put on our crystal. Oh. That crystal didn't want to fit right. Oh, neither does that one. Let's try this one. Hopefully I have a crystal that fits. One moment, let me try to fix this. Alrighty, we're back. I figured it out. So far we have our head pin, we have our spacer bead, and we have our crystal. And now we're going to put on our cage bead. And you want to go right through the center of that spiral, and then through the bead, and then out the other center of the spiral. Like so. Next we're going to put on another crystal, and then another spacer bead. So this is what we have. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to use my other pliers and get my flat nose. I'm going to grip right above where that spacer bead is. And I'm going to bend it that way ever so slightly, just like so. Then I'm going to get my round nose pliers, grip it right there, and bend around. You want to turn your pliers and go all the way around. We're going to snip off the very end of that loop, because I don't have enough for a wrapped loop, and I don't think it looks good on this design anyway. And we're just going to close up that loop so that it's right on top of the spacer bead. Oh, my earring keeps trying to run away from me. Now my coils got messed up. Yeah, while you're working, you might want to check your coils because they will move out of place sometimes. Okay, we are good. We are golden. So this is what we have. And all there is left to do at this point is to grab your ear wire and hook it on. there you are. One of two. I hope that tutorial was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment, any requests, concerns, questions, anything like that, you just let me know. Have a nice day.